Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today with Cheryl Herney from Nightberry Title Services. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Yeah, we're going to talk about just the pretty much the market of what's going on, like the status. We're almost to the end of this crazy year, 2022.
December 1st today.
Oh my gosh, we have like 30 days left here, and or no, 31 days. Sorry, 31 days left of December, and the market's totally changed from the beginning of the year, which we couldn't keep our inventory in stock. You know, there was no inventory. A house couldn't stay on the market for more than 3 days, and now we switched to houses are staying a little more on the market. So Cheryl's at the title company, and she can tell us the status of like, what are you seeing or what aren't you seeing? Or
I'm not seeing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, it's slow.
It's been very slow. Yeah. And just talking to fellow title agents to say, you know, it's across the board. Same thing with the realtors. Like, you have houses that are moving.
I know, and you only need, I always tell my clients too, you only need one seller and one buyer. You don't need thousands. Like, we don't need multiple offers. It's nice to have multiple offers because it's as a realtor, but it's we only need one buyer for your house. You know, so if you price it right now, what I'm seeing trending is with buyers is so say you have a house and it's as a number 500,000. I'll see the buyers will then say, well, has it been reduced? And if they see no, they go, let's wait. They'll go, let's wait and see if they're going to reduce it. Let's just see how much they come down. And so a buyer then turns into almost like a buyer's market where they're like, let's just sit and wait and see, or let's just throw this crazy offer in too. I've had a couple. I had a crazy offer from a realtor, a licensed realtor who wanted to buy for himself. And then threw an offer, and it was like $30,000, $40,000 less than asking. And I was really surprised because I was like, "You're a realtor. You're getting paid commission on this, So it didn't make any sense to me,
But he's the buyer too.
Yeah,
so he's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, you're getting money back. Like, of course he knew, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you're even getting it cheaper than your $30,000-$40,000 low ball offer, you know? But so it's kind of a crazy time. But as far as time to catch up. I've turned into, with the listings I have and stuff, turned into like the marketing is up and the, getting them out there and getting them in front of people, it's
like if your listings expire after so long.
Yeah. And getting a longer term for the listings now too. So because you're,
so when the market was hot, what was your terms? What were your terms?
Like 4 months, just in case someone's financing fell through. Usually
that's
4 months. Now, like in 2009 and stuff, you try to get like a year just in case,
Wow.
And you'd go. Well, it was average like 3 months to 6 months on the market, and so it's kind of gone back to just be patient. You'll sell, make sure it's in good condition, and then as you got it for sale, do your little. Keep improving your property.
Right. Little here, little there.
Yeah. Each person comes out, sees a little, gets a little better. Take pictures, send them to your realtor, update your listings. If you put something new in, stuff like that. So, so we've gone from, literally some realtors would just throw one picture up. You know what I mean? And it'd be like the front of the house. People are like, I don't know what it looks like on the inside, but I got to get out there quick.
Well, to me, and on my side, it would be like one picture of the outside gives me like. Oh, what does the inside look like?
Yeah.
I don't even want to go.
Yeah.
I'm not even curious.
Yeah. Well, they'd see like pictures coming soon. Oh, people would be stopping out front of the house, walking around it, it's because they were going, there was that limited inventory where now, like you said, it's gone back to, people are like, what's the inside look like? Oh, and I had one, this is hilarious. I was at an open house and, so I was showing, people came in and they said they would like to show the, see the house and open the house, and they were very nice and stuff. And then they said something about the house down the street, and they said, oh yeah, his house been for sale forever, and it's probably because of. And I never thought of this. So this is like tip 101: political signs. The whole yard is full of political signs, and he even has bad words on the political signs. So like.
That will,
So you got 50% of people like this, 50% of people like that. So if you're trying to sell your house, you're taking out the 50%, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
that's true.
These people said, well, we're not even going to stop there because he has blank on there, which literally the blank was like blank, you know. And I never noticed. And then I drove by. I was like swerving. I was like, oh my gosh. He had like a marker out there on the sign, you know. I was like, goodness gracious.
Wow.
And then so I was putting the open house signs out, and then he comes up to me, and he was like, hi. He was very nice and stuff, but
why isn't my house selling?
Yeah.
You got to get rid of all that.
And he had come up prior to them telling me that, or else I would have said, you need to take all, but then that would probably been a fight. You know what I mean? I'll help you. Let's burn all your political signs. Turn off the news, start meditating, do some yoga.
Right? Get some positive energy in this house.
Exactly. So it's a little disappointing watching interest rates go up and seeing the, sales kind of slow down. And hopefully all my friends in real estate, I've told them to kind of save for a rainy day. So hopefully that they listened, and they did. But we were talking about not renting versus buying. Well, I did last week on the app, renting versus buying. It's still better to buy than it is to rent.
Of course. You're just throwing money away, period.
Right. And then you had that on your app. And I was telling people about that last week too, the Nightberry title app. You can kind of see, that was cool. She was just showing me that. It was last year versus this year. And it seems like it would be significant. Like as you see interest rates and stuff on the news, you think, well, it feels like it's almost doubled. So your payment, you would think would almost double, but that's not necessarily how it works. So you just did that one for 500?
Yeah, because at 500, people were offering, 600.
Yeah, yeah. True.
So now you actually get
500,000.
The 500,000.
Yeah, worth the house.
Yeah.
Or 485 or 490.
And you have equity in the house. At 600, you may not have any more equity in the house at this point.
True. And the payments have gone up. As far as the interest rates have gone up from last year. So if you had your same 500,000 and you're buying the same 500,000 and you noticed, I think it was like $500 extra a month, so it wasn't, because you would think that because it doubled that your $2,500 payment would be now $5,000 because the interest rates doubled. But that's not necessarily how it works.
Right.
In this app, you can download it and you can kind of see where you were from this year to last year to kind of talk yourself back into buying,
In the scheme of the things, renting is just, you're throwing money away.
Yeah. Yeah. And, 2000, when the market crashed last time, 2008, 2006, 2007, a lot of those people, they put themselves out and they went and got rentals and they said, we're upside down. And now the market is obviously past where it was at that point. And I told people, just stay in your houses. It's your family house. You're raising your kids there. Don't take your kids to a rental, even if you feel like your house is upside down, And people that listened actually stayed in their houses. Houses went up, significantly. And so it's the same thing at this time. Just because you feel like you've overpaid like a little bit, just stay in there. Real estate goes up. In our area, it's always 4% a year.
So were those people behind on payments? Or they just said, my house isn't,
Well, you know what? They were like, well, I can just go get a rental for what I'm paying. Because at the time, the mortgages, they would pay like $1,500 for a mortgage and be like, I can go get a rental for $800.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. But a lot of people did that.
That's crazy. My house isn't worth $600,000. I'm just going to get out.
Yeah.
You can afford it. Who cares what it's worth?
Yeah. It's upside down.
You plan on selling tomorrow?
And then they have to wait for their, because once you get a foreclosure, whether it's a short sale or whatever,
7 years.
Yeah, you got to wait for the your credit to come back, and so it's kind of so it's best to sit and wait and be patient. But it's so funny too, because I saw this thing. It said that real estate was going to Florida realtors. Florida Real Estate, the actual, I'm a member, I can't remember what it is. I'm a member of the
National
Florida
Realtors Association or whatever. Yeah.
So they have, every year they do a projected thing, and they'll say,
NAR, talking about NAR, National Association of Realtors.
Yeah, but it's the Florida Realtor, so it's like a designation.
Oh, okay.
So, but so they'll send, and NAR sends it too, and it's always 4% increase guests a year, 4% increase guests a year. So this year they said that houses will probably go down about 16%. And then the next email said that houses are going to go up 4%. So I'm like, so if you, it sounds crazy. So you know me, I'm a numbers person. So I'm like, okay, this house is going to go down 16%, and then I'm going to add on the 4%. And that's kind of where they are. But I don't think they did that statistic on purpose, because they were saying houses are going down. And I was just telling, like, a lot, like during the podcast and stuff, I tell people, you know, your dream prices are over, because the neighbor got 500 and you're like, well, if they got 500, I'm going to get 520. That's not how it is anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, do I have that on? Hello. I'm just kidding. So I forgot to turn that off. But yeah, see, you're a realtor. It never stops. But yeah, so the dream prices are over, and that's pretty much, you have to be realistic. And too, so like when I price a house, I always pick for appraisals, you pick the last 3 months of solds and you average it with 3 of them, and you pick the closest to that house. And then literally, so say I'm selling a house that's 500, and this house is 510, this house is 480, this house 500. You add those all together and you divide by 3, and that's your average. So that's kind of how you price that house. So now I've noticed that it's like that for your appraisal, but then it's also like, now I've got this $500,000 house. They want to price at 500, and then the neighbors put theirs at 490. It's the same exact house.
Yeah.
And then other neighbor puts theirs at 485, same exact house. So it's trending competitively with your neighbors to outbid your neighbors prior to you even selling your house. So you're listing the house competitively against your neighbors. Isn't that strange? So like if your neighbor's house, again, is 495 and your lister's at 500 and yours is exactly the same, chances are your neighbor's going to sell their house first. And so it's trending to be a competitive sales, listing too, which is a strange, because, like 6 months ago, we were like, just throw it up there if it's the wrong amount, we won't get
lower it. We'll just change it. We'll do whatever. Yeah.
And we won't get 10 offers on it. We might only get 1 if if we priced it wrong. And then, it didn't appraise out. That's okay. Do you have the buyer? Do you have the cash to come up with a difference? Seller doesn't want to do, you know what I mean? It was just a totally seller's market, but now it's definitely the buyers.
Definitely buyers.
Yeah. Buyers are coming back strong to jump in there,
Yeah. And they have negotiation power.
Yeah.
The sellers have been on the market for 4 months. They're getting anxious. They want to sell.
Yeah. So have you seen, because so Cheryl she sits down with the actual buyers, not just my buyers, but other realtors and their buyers. Are you seeing a lot of people buying points to get their interest rates down?
What I'm seeing more of is actually people are going to cash.
Oh, okay.
There's less mortgages and more cash. I'm seeing cash.
Not
everybody has the pockets to be able to do it. And,
but I always say, do you have a rich aunt?
I know.
Tell her I said hi if you do. Tell her I got some real estate in Florida for sale. It's real. It's actually real.
But on those that do have, points.
Points.
Definitely
okay.
Points.
Yeah. So what's good about buying with cash, because there's a couple, different ways of leveraging things, but cash is good if you live in a flood zone, so you're not required to pay that flood insurance,
Yeah.
So I've definitely see a lot of cash buyers in the flood zones just to make sure that, so to keep the bills down.
Well, exactly, because I can afford the house, throw in the insurance and the flood, and
you can.
You're out. You're out.
And you can just buy homeowners without buying flood,
on cash. Yeah. And you can buy minimum flood if you wanted to.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's probably why the best thing about buying cash. I just sold one in downtown Newport Richey, and it was a flood zone. And I want to say the flood insurance, like in the 1,000 square foot homes in Pasco, are around $4,000 if they're like in a good enough flood zone. Yeah. Which is like $350 a month, because some people like the monthly,
When's it going to be a month?
Yeah. So in fact, when people ask me how much it is, I go $350 a month, and they go, "Is that total per?" And I go, "No, that's a month." Yeah, I'm like
$350 times.
Don't add it up. Yeah, don't add it up. It's $350 a month. You're not spending it. Your buyer is, But I had these people. They're very nice this weekend or last weekend from open house, and they were from New Jersey, and they were like, "We're used to paying flood insurance there. They weren't going to have a mortgage."
It's not a shocker for them.
Yeah. So, but when we were talking about the points and stuff, I feel like the sellers, if you're a second-time homeowner and a second-time seller, points make sense to you. But when you're a brand new homeowner, and people are saying, "Oh, we'll offer points," and I know a lot of the builders are doing it right now too, new construction. But I don't know necessarily if you're say 25 and you're like, they're going to buy points down. You have to turn into like this math. Of course, you have your realtor to tell you what they're talking about, but what are they? For them, they're like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and sometimes you do your math. Sometimes, hey, I'll buy it down. Makes sense. I'm going to pay in $2 more a month, or I'll have it paid off in 3 years. That those points I paid, they're paid off in 3 years. Makes total sense.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. When I was doing the buy down of points versus just taking your regular mortgage. When I was doing Jessie math on it, I like to call it, so it could not be 100% accurate, but it might be pretty close. If you're going to just sell your house in a couple of years, don't buy down points. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're going to sell, like if you're like, I'm going to live here 2 years, I'm not really sure my job's going to keep me here. And then you could always refinance, buy your points down at that point if you're going to stay. But if you know this isn't your forever house, I don't suggest you buy down points.
And on that note too, if you know this isn't your forever house and your history has you moving 3 to 5 years, another option would also be to do those ARMs. I hear ARMs are coming back too.
ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, those are coming back.
Yeah. So those look good though. Especially the first 2 years.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of like.
But you have to have plans after those 2 years.
Ashley Furniture Rooms to go. It's like 90 days or what is it? What was it? 2 years.
No payments, no interest.
Yeah, no interest. But then you don't pay your payment, and then all that interest accrues. It's kind of, it's like nothing's for free.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, until you mess something up, then you're like, wait a minute, where did all this come from? But the adjustable rate mortgage too, if you're not, they're saying like that way when the interest rates go down again, you can refinance. Yeah. Yeah, true.
And I would think, ARMs are usually 2 to 3 years, and I would think that 2 to 3 years that rates would, even go down by at least 2 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Which still makes it worth your refinance.
Right. And then too, historically, we were talking about 2006, 7, 8, 9, interest rates were 8%, 10%, so I know.
My first house was 7%.
Yeah.
And that was a great deal.
Yeah. So they're, 7%. Yeah. 7%. Yeah, you're like, I got it. It's not 10, I know. So people are freaking out, but we've had these interest rates higher before.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
we got spoiled on those 2%, 3%.
That's why I called it free money. Everybody was like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's free money, 3%, 2%. It's free. It's free.
It's great.
Buy everything. Cars were 0.
It's like we won the lottery.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to just take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. Cheryl Herney. Did I say Herney? Gosh, I just messed it up. From Nightberry Title Services is here with me today. Of course, you guys know she's one of my sponsors, Nightberry Title, and they're just an awesome company to work with. Located, the one I use is 7 Springs Boulevard, but you guys are all throughout. How many? You have a bunch of.
Yeah, we have 11 throughout the state.
Oh wow!
So
and Cheryl's in charge of everybody. So yeah. So if you need anything and you're not getting it done, there's a person to call right here. Yeah. So that's why I had Cheryl in, because I was like, I need to find out what the actual market's doing throughout the whole state of Florida. So you're seeing it trending just pretty much slowed down for the holidays right now.
I mean, all the offices are just, those
Slower.
offices that were pumping them out 50 a month, whatever, they're down to like 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Less than half, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
you think about your offices who are much smaller, but they're in this nice area where you can buy 5 houses through the you do 5 closings, but the houses are like 1.2, whatever. You're okay. Now, when you have one house sell, that you're like, oh,
yeah.
So it's still,
and I always will sell, because people will call and they'll say, well, this realtor won't sell under 400, and I say, just call me. Because they all add up. You get it sounds funny, but you get 3 of them, you're at one.
Well, and not only that, and not every house requires, I'm sure, that much work.
Yeah.
Some houses you have to put a little extra, I'm sure, and other houses you're like, this is gonna be easy.
Yeah. I like the easy ones. Or not,
I'm sure you do.
I'm always down to the minute, what's gonna happen? It's too easy. Touch wood. Is something gonna blow up? What's going on? Yeah. I had a couple where I'm like, this is going easy, and then you go in the house and there's a leak on the day of closing. It's like walking through, and it's like one of the rooms feels like there's water under the
floors.
Yeah, exactly. So I also want to thank another sponsor. We have Freddie Rapina. He's a financial planner at OptaFinancial. He likes to use real estate as part of his financial planning, which is kind of a unique thing for actual investors and stock market and stuff like that. So he has a balance, and I did have him on. It was pretty interesting how to leverage real estate and stock market and financial, all that together. So it's kind of, because a lot of usually people financial advisors will just do stock market, or just or bonds or IRAs or annuities or whatever. And he has a broad way of thinking. I like to say, it's kind of like a new way of thinking. So he's, got, I guess, it's successful, and he's doing well, and telling people how to leverage their properties and invest and leverage and invest. And so it's kind of interesting and stuff. So if anybody needs any of that, you want to do real estate and you want to also invest or either or, give Freddie a call, and he can definitely help you guys out. We're just sitting here talking about, if you guys have been watching the whole thing, we've been sitting here talking about the market and what's going on with it, and how to, I guess, to kind of grow with the market. A lot of realtors thought it was going to just be just crazy and sale. And I always say, save for that rainy day. And it feels like we're kind of in a sprinkle.
Well, it's kind of like when you were telling me you had a friend that sold, one house the whole year?
Yeah. Yeah. And so a couple of the realtors that, I help out and stuff haven't had sales and stuff. So, but, right now is a nice time to take, it's a little slower. It's easy to have someone watch. For me, I have a bunch of, about 6 or 7 listings right now. And it's easier time to say, hey, can you watch my listings for me? Yeah. Take off for a week and go on vacation.
Right.
So you're going on vacation, right?
I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, it's
finally.
A good time. Yay! Vacation's always good. Yeah, so I have a bunch of listings still. We have them. I'm not sure if they're ready to go, but we have the one on Stagecoach. It's at 12507 Stagecoach. I just this one is in Hudson. It's Beacon Woods, and I just reduced it too. So it's a very nice house. It's a 4-bedroom. 3-bath, and it's literally just got reduced yesterday.
Oh, that's wide open. That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? And that's what I was talking about, the stage picture. That's staged. So underneath the picture, you have to write on the MLS staged. But since then, the sellers have decided to put their own stuff in, except they didn't put a piano in. So I have to retake the pictures. They were like, there's no piano. And I'm like, that's okay. It'll still. So I went there and we had an open house on Sunday, and gosh, it sure did look good.
It looks great.
Yeah, it's all new kitchens, double Lazy Susans, all new laminate. All at $340. It's a great deal. It's a 2-story, 4-bedroom, and you got the granite. It's pretty, right? And they put some blinds up. So as we've kind of put things in there, I've left some of the old pictures to kind of show without the blinds and stuff, and then some of the new pictures, they added the blinds, so you can kind of see the difference and stuff in there. And then I'm going to have new pictures take today they've staged it with real furniture. So there's blinds up and stuff like that. So we're going to take some more pictures and put them up.
That was a nice shower.
Yeah. And I even on this one, all the bathrooms are redone, the kitchens are redone.
The whole house looks redone.
Yeah. And a lot of these upstairs, they don't redo. They just do the downstairs. But I mean, look at that bathroom. Isn't that pretty? It's the second bathroom.
If I was in the market for a house.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it?
Perfect.
And they put all that crown molding. It has big baseboard, new bathrooms, all the bathrooms, 3 of them, all brand new inside, all brand new tile.
And what's this? $340. $340.
Yeah. New roof, new AC, new water heater, new electrical panel.
The outside actually does not do justice on the inside.
Yeah.
Can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, they're like, should we paint it? Look at the garage. You get eat off the floor. The garage, I get so envious because if you seen my garage, you'd be like, what blew up in your garage? But that garage looks great. And you see that new roof and stuff. Yeah, it has that wood burning fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice house. It has the glass on the doors and stuff like that. So
that's nice.
Actually, it's actually a nice house. I also have 13007 Club Drive. This house is 314, I think it is. And that house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1477 square foot, and it's right on the golf course. That has a beautiful kitchen and stuff in it too. Just nice, beautiful granite, wide open. And then this second living room is really a 3rd bedroom. It has barn doors on it and stuff. Or you can, if you don't need a 3rd bedroom, you can just leave it like this.
It's actually pretty big if they made it into a little living area.
Because this living room, and then you walk through a barn door, and there's another. So yeah, they have it all. It just looks really nice and stuff. It looks like it's staged too. All new fixtures, all new ceramic tiles for the whole thing. It all matches. Looks like wood, and new bathrooms, all redone. New windows, new air condition. This one, like I was saying too, is on the golf course. That's master. And there's that 3rd bathroom. See the bathrooms are all redone.
Wow.
Pretty nice. Everything in there is nice. And there you see that new little AC, and it has a porch area. It's pretty. The whole thing's pretty. It has the security system stays. And this is like a little private area if you like to, sunbathe and you don't want to be out in the backyard with the golfers. You can have that little area. And then there's a community pool. So that house is really nice. And again, there's another angle. And there's the second bathroom. Second bathroom is brand new too. New tile, new wall tiles, new fixtures, just everything in there. So it turned out nice. And there's an aerial shot again. So you can see how, that's nice.
Nice.
And then let's see. Then I also have this one, 10090 David Drive. Okay, so this one is a relative that took the pictures, and so I'm like, this is what not to do on your listing. This is like 101, how not to take pictures. And so I have my name on this though, and I'm like, I hate your pictures. I hate that you have paper towels in the pictures. I hate that there's share, edit, lens, delete on the bottom of the pictures.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
You who did this? My brother. This is my brother's.
Oh, this is
my brother's listing. I said, I'll send a photographer out. No. I'll do it because he said I'm good at taking pictures, but he
I'm good at taking pictures.
Yeah, so he got in trouble, but he won't let me send a photographer out there. So I'm like, okay. So we had a real good offer on that last week, but they had to sell their house, so he did not take it. Yeah, and I was like, take it, but he wouldn't listen to me. So still for sale. And on the other ones too, we've had offers. It's just not something that they would take. So they're just kind of, and we've had a couple of them under contract too. It has a metal roof on this one too. This one's on like 2.38 acres. And it's 185,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That one's a good deal too. And then I have 7317 Diane Drive. This is a nice house. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 245. And see the sunset behind it.
Is that what that is? Oh, the
Yeah.
sunset. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's extra now on the listings. Yeah, I got them done on all the listings. I was like, oh, that looks pretty. It's like, not to tell you guys everything, but it's like $20 extra. I'm like, oh yeah, put it back there. It looks great. So this is a living room. It has 2 living rooms, and they took out this laminate floor and put this epoxy floor down. But I left the other picture up just so people could see like the difference and stuff. Has the central kitchen in it, where the kitchen's kind of like the focal point. But she made everything look really cute. It does look staged, this one too. People say, does anyone live there? And I say, yeah. It just looks staged. People live here, When they come to my house, they never ask me if anyone lives here. Yeah, it's
obvious.
There's the epoxy floors. They look really good in person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they look really good. They're kind of like
slippery.
trendy. Yeah, it's not though. It's just the look of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have pets and stuff, there's no carpets in this house whatsoever, except for like area rugs, Yeah. And you got barn doors on the closet and stuff. It looks real pretty. This is one of the bedrooms, and they're all good sized bedrooms too. So for 1,595 square foot, you got some good, good layout. It has 2 bathrooms. So it's got a new cabinet in the one bathroom and new tile, laminate throughout, like I said, in tile and epoxy floor.
That looks like a bedroom that was turned into a closet.
Yeah, you know what? She has a boutique, online boutique. So that's
okay.
an online.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. And then there's a big back porch on there too, which is brand new. Laundry, washer dryer stay, and newer water heater. I don't know how old the AC is. I want to say it's like 5 years old. Not that old though. You can kind of tell by the looks of that unit and stuff. So that's a nice.
And where's this house? Diane Drive. Where?
Newport Richey.
Okay.
Yeah, Newport Richey off of US 19. Avery Road, like by Green Key Beach, kind of.
Yes.
Close to Main Street. So it's good if you like the downtown activities and stuff like that. It's close to it, so it's in great condition. And that's the one the contract fell through.
Right.
So people's financing fell through. So, but that one is available, and that's a great deal and stuff too. And then I have some land on Fairview in Spring Hill. I have 2 lots on Fairview, and they're good buildable lots. And there's lots of nice houses in that area and stuff. In fact, I had a call on it, and my sign guy, I'm always like, full disclosure, I don't know if you put the sign in the right lot. I'm like, make sure you're selling the right piece of property. He's like, I think I got it, Jessie. I'm not 100%. I'm like, oh gosh. So I got a call, and I'm like, it should be right next to that house is the lots, 2 lots right next to that house. He goes, okay, I think I got it.
So is that 2 lots in that area there, or one huge lot?
I think that's 4 lots in that area from the dirt to the driveway. But there's 2 lots that are buildable there. It's 96,000, and I want to say it's just under like a half acre. So it's a good size
flood zone.
No, okay. It's over there by kind of like between the Suncoast and Spring Hill Boulevard. Kind of like north of County Line, near Anderson Snow, that recreational center and stuff. And then I also have another lot in Petunia. I have lot on Petunia, and that one's South Florida.
I was going to say, where in the heck is that?
Yeah, like where? I'm like, it took me a second to remember where it was. I'm like, where's this at? That one's you can kind of see a little canal area there. Yeah, and that one's Petunia, and then I have one more lot. What to say? On Boyd. So I got some buildable lots and stuff like that. So if anyone's looking to build, you can contact me, and we can, I also have Commercial Way. This one is under 20 acres, but it's more for like an ACLF, a builder to put something like that.
Commercial.
Yeah. So you can kind of see there's Commercial Way, and there's a little teeny green road that goes into this parcel. So it has the access road. And then that one is, I want to say at 1.5 million. It's, and if you were going to build a house and you wanted just like a private area, it is like kind of like you're in the middle of an island, because there's kind of where that green is where there's like ponds on each side. So it's kind of,
I was going to say, it's kind of
like
away from
an
own little.
Yeah, it's set off. And that little teeny box there's like a little teeny box there. It's a church. It looks like a little single wide mobile home. It's like, I think, the Lighthouse Church. So
okay.
and so you have an easement road there right next to that, or right off Commercial Way, which is US 19. So it's just north of State Road 50, about like maybe like a mile on the right-hand side or on the east side of the road. So it's like minutes from like Weeki Wachee area, stuff like that. So but those are all the listings I have right now. So if anyone's interested, or if you're interested in selling, things are still selling, just taking a little longer.
Yeah,
than
as
the
long as
norm.
you're not in a hurry.
Yeah. And if you're in a hurry, we can just reduce it out and just get rid of it, because things are selling. And I have a lot of investors right now still lowballing, still coming up and lowballing.
Because they know they can.
Yeah. If people
this house has been on the market for 4 months. Let's do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that app that you have, we had the, I forget which part it says, but it's like Open Door.
iBuyer.
Yeah. So if you download the Nightberry Title app, they have iBuyer, and then so a lot of people will say, well, I'll just go Open Door, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say their names, but oops. But or like the different ones that offer cash for you real quick, and it'll say your comparison of if you list it on the market and pay a realtor, then if you list it or if you just sell it to them straight, and it's about 40,000. Usually it's about 40,000 is the
that you're
the
losing.
loss. Yeah, the loss for the actual seller. So it's kind of interesting and stuff, but you can actually see it.
And I think a lot of people go by those iBuyers only because of the, they'll buy it and I can still stay here.
Yeah.
I'm not being kicked out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have to pay them rent? Do you have to do some kind of?
You have to negotiate that in the beginning too, because a lot of times.
And that goes with anything. Like if another buyer comes in, well, I'll sell, but I can't move out until this time. Well, that's okay.
Right.
We just want to lock it in for the rate.
Right.
Or this is the house we want. We don't want anybody else to get it, and
true.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So you can negotiate that both ways then.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I feel like you can work with sellers now a little bit more, especially if they're motivated.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick, just a minute break, and we'll be right back. So everybody sit tight. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg. I'm here with Cheryl from Nightberry Title Services, the manager, the boss, the numero uno in charge of operations. I added all that on there. Woo. Yeah, they sponsor the show. And she's the branch manager. So if you have any questions as far as you're selling your house, you got to get some title insurance to show that there's no liens or encumbrances on that title. Cheryl is the person to help you do that and give you a price. And of course, I use her for every closing, every seller I have. And of course, buyers I can't pick. But we were just talking about how to, it's taken longer, things that you should do, when you're selling and stuff, things you shouldn't do. I find that if you have pets and stuff like that, I love pets, and you guys know I sponsor a bunch of the dog stuff on here and everything. But my main thing with the dogs is usually say, if it's an open house, go take your dog for a walk, just in case someone's scared of dogs, Or
Not everybody's dog friendly. Not every. Yeah.
I had an open house, and we had a cat in there, and they put the cat outside, and they said she'll stay around the house. It's not dangerous for the cat. And then as soon as I got there, I had opened the door and gone in and out. The cat ran in the house. And so I was negotiating with this cat. You're not supposed to be in here, you know.
Negotiating with this cat.
Come on, you're not supposed to be in here. And the cat's rolling around. So I started petting the cat. Then these people show up, and thank God they loved cats. I said, yeah. And so then this cat turned into, literally, they said, can we, if we buy this house,
can the cat be
come
thrown
with
in?
the house? I said, you're going to have to write that on the contract to make sure it's definitely included in here.
Because it's not fixed.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that was, but how to stage a house, you know, we were talking about that. So the pictures I'd put up on Stagecoach, they had staged pictures, and not to tell you guys the prices of stuff like that, but usually it's between $30 to $40 a picture. You have to have a big, and I was talking about this last week, you have to have a picture with big megabyte so that they can put the stage pictures in. So you can't just send over your cell phone picture, you know what I mean? And then they go, here, we'll stage it in or whatever, because it's a computer program. So me, I'm like,
That's funny.
I'm thinking I'm dragging stuff to this picture. No, they just put your picture to upload it, and then it kind of fills in. And, you know, it's an actual, I mean, it must cost thousands of dollars for this app for them to do this.
Yeah.
So that's a stage picture.
That's funny.
And then that's like a nice thing to add to a lot of your listing you know, if your houses are vacant. And then when you have open
But let me ask you this. Is it better to stage versus empty? Because some people really like, ooh, I can put that here, I can do that there. So it's kind of like 50-50.
So you know when you're, say you're my buyer and you go, now where would I put my couch? Is a very good sign that you're visualizing where to put your couch. And so when people ask me, should I stage it? An actual staging company, usually for a living room, say 2 living rooms, like living, dining, master, is about $2,000. So, and usually, obviously your realtor is not going to pay that. They're going to say that's extra on you for cheap.
Right.
So the virtual pictures for 3 rooms is going to be like $120. People can kind of get an idea. And then when they walk in, the house is empty. And that's usually what I do. The house is empty, and then they can visualize their own furniture, and then they can look at the listing and go, wait, wasn't there furniture in here? Oh, you know. And so then they can visualize with their phones and see kind of where it was. So I just had a customer who decided to stage their house, and they have, I guess, a relative who could hook them up with some good prices on the staging and stuff like that. And it looks very, very good. And it kind of gives, it's just basic, kind of gives, you know, where you could put stuff, makes the rooms look bigger because they did put the staging stuff in there. But right now, I don't think I'd spend $2,000 on, you know, $2,500 on extra on staging for a couple months, or, you know, putting it for sale.
So do they stage it and that's a fixed fee, or is it stage and for 30 days?
Well,
if you go over the 30 days, it's another whatever.
It's so many days for that you're, I think the last one I got, the quote was like $2,400. It was for 3 months, you know.
Okay.
So then you're going to add on after that. So that's why I'm like, it's kind of a commitment.
So my next question would be, okay, well, this was for 3 months and it sells in 1 month. Do they rebate you?
Yeah, no. No. I did not email them, nor did I ask them, but I think I already know the question. They say, Jessie, where's the money at? You know, we put the lien on your house. You're not, nothing's for free. Yeah, I don't think that they would, you know, give us money back, but that would be awesome. You know, can you prorate that? Right. But, so I always say, my key things are, does it, you know, all the senses. So when you sell your house, if your house is empty, you know, I always say the plugins are good. You don't want to overwhelm it with smell good stuff, but you don't want it to like walk in and it smells like dog, cat.
And that was my next thing. You know, people who have pets sometimes don't realize that it smells like their pet because they're just accustomed and used to that smell at that point. Somebody else walks in the house, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you get used to the smells of like, so say you cook a lot and use a lot of garlic and stuff like that. We all love garlic, but like when it's someone
deep fried.
Yeah. Or say you're from the South and you're deep frying everything, and people walk in the house and you can't smell it anymore. You know, I've had a lot of customers who cook with like a lot of like curry even. Curry is
that's
just beautiful to eat. But when you walk in someone's house and you smell curry, it is very strong, you know? So you're going to want to, basically you're going to want to have candles burning if you're home, you know, if you've just left and your realtor's coming in, candles.
I'm gonna confess. I'll go to open houses because I'm curious.
Yeah.
What the houses are going for. What does this house look like? You know.
Yeah.
And when I've gone in some of these houses, big smell is mothballs.
Yeah, I don't know why, but some of the older people like the mothballs, and I
Right, and
did
that's-
see this one house I was had an open house that I did see one mothball, and I was like, why is there mothballs?
Because
Just
that
one,
smell.
yeah, I hate the smell of mothballs.
In
In
fact,
fact,
cedar planks. Cedar is
yeah, that's a good idea.
instead of the
They-
mothballs.
I was selling this house in Newport Richey in I think it's Briarwoods, and every time so the neighbors, this is kind of a funny story. The neighbors got into like a fight. Did I tell you this story?
No.
So so the neighbors, they were friends, and the neighbor had given the other neighbor a key. So then the neighbor moved out, elderly, and went up north and left a lot of stuff. And so for some reason the other neighbor got sore at them but still had the key. And this neighbor they're joined, and the neighbor put their house for sale, and then this neighbor would go over and throw mothballs in the garage. We're talking hundreds of mothballs, like to the point where you're walking out and you're like, oh my gosh, I must wiped out. What's that smell? You know,
somebody just walking by.
yeah. So then I'd have to call the seller and go, seller's family, not the seller because they're elderly. Your garage is full of mothballs, and it's such a bad odor. Oh, it's that darn neighbor again. They still have the key, so they had to change the lock and to get the mothball, to get rid of the mothball thrower in there. I don't know what the thing of it.
Thrower.
Mothball.
Snowballs, just smaller snowballs.
Yeah, but they say though mothballs, like they'll say they keep snakes away, they keep bugs away. Maybe they're thinking this house is empty and bugs are going to come. I don't know or maybe they just hate them.
Maybe it wasn't vengeful. They were thinking honestly snakes and rats.
You're never going to sell this house. Some mothballs. But so like candles are good. If you're not home, don't leave candles burning all day. But the plugins are good. But usually if I say open house, I'll say leave candles out. And I'll bring, lighter, or I'll have a lighter. And then I'll say like jazz music, lights on in every room. And you want all that going at the same time.
Yeah, because when you walk in, you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is the house I want.
So you'll get a kick out of this. So I'm showing, I'm doing the open house Sunday. And so I've got like realtors walking through, and I had some other customers walking through, and I get this guy walking through, and he comes in, and I just because there's no curtains in the front. So I kind of looked, and I could see his wife sitting in the car, and he gets out, and he was like, oh, is this house for sale? And I always bring donuts and coffee, and he's kind of like walking through, checking out the donuts and the coffee. And I noticed that the missus never gets out of the car. So if you're looking for a house,
both of you are going to look at the house.
So he came in and got a donut and then left, which is fine. I said, you want some coffee with that? He said, no, he was just looking, and then had a donut, and he was like enjoying himself. Wife still never came in. And so the other realtor goes to me, oh, wow, he looks like he's a buyer. I go, have you ever bought a house with your spouse sitting in the car ever? And she never came in the house ever. And he didn't even get her a donut. So I was like,
so maybe he was the picky one. He says, honey, I'm going to wait. If you like the house, let me know and I'll come in then.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what, though? If I was sitting in the car waiting for you, best bring me out a donut.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't come out here eating a donut without have another one in your hand
pink
for me.
Frosted and everything comes out, coffee, and I had a pink donut. His wife's still sitting in the car, and I was like, they're not buyers.
No.
She never came in. So, but I had a bunch of very, very interested people in it, and they were, I know on the one open house, because I did open houses all weekend to the point where I was like, I was trying to get the cup, the World Cup on my phone. I couldn't, it's on Apple TV. It would come in, and then someone would walk in, So then I was on YouTube recapping the best. Yeah. Let me see Messi score some goals, and, I'm good. Yeah. So anyway, I was sitting there doing that, and people are going in and out. And so a lot of the one customer stayed, we talked for like an hour and 15 minutes or hour and a half, but they really liked the house, but they had to, when you move here, you have to be at your job for like 3 months. You have to get so many paychecks, if it's a different line of work. If it's the same line of work, it's, I think 3 paychecks, but if it's a different line of work, I think it's 3 months, and they were just going on that. Yeah. So I get to know everybody's life story, which is good, because but they already had a realtor. So I was like, darn it, I want to be your realtor. But they're really nice people and stuff. And I was hoping that they send an offer over, I'm like, who's your realtor? So I can stalk the realtor.
Right.
Or if we have a reduction, I can call up and say, hey, they really like this house. Or,
But it's weird though that they would show up without a realtor.
yeah, well, open
they
houses, they do that.
Do they really?
Yeah,
Okay.
open houses, a realtor say, well, I want to go look at this house. And you go, but it has an open house. If you tell your realtor that, they'll say, when you walk in, they'll say, hi, how you do? Like I'd say, hi. What's
So
your
they
name?
tell them like, I already have a
Are you
realtor.
working with someone? And they go, yeah. And oh, that's good. Who is it? Do I know them? Like my office now has 2,500 agents.
Oh, wow.
So chances of me knowing them, it
probably.
yeah, it's slimmer now, but there's some, like I want to say old faithful realtors and you get to know them in the area, and they get to know, like if you're working a lot, because your license doesn't necessarily mean you're selling a lot right now, like I was telling you about a couple of my poor friends that are just hanging out, but
hopefully they have either just a fun extracurricular activity that they're not relying on.
Yeah. That's what, when they ask me advice, I say, I know it sounds bad, but don't quit your day job. Keep your real estate as an evening weekend job. So, if you don't have kids, if you have little kids, maybe just do it on the weekends,
Right.
You want to see your kids at some point.
A book or your reputation or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll say, how did you do it? And I'm like, it's been years, just, so people usually will remember, I wonder if, they'll call me, they'll go, are you still doing this? And I'm like, yeah, it's been like 16 years. I'm still doing this. And, but then of course now I lie and say, cause it makes me sound older and older. So I'm like, I've been doing this 10 years now instead of 16. Just
well, I don't know. To me,
down.
It's like, I don't know what is better, make you feel older or feel more seasoned.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, so as a realtor, when I talk to other realtors, if you're a new realtor and then the old realtor, or older or old in the business, not necessarily that they're
old. Yeah,
because you can start at 20 and not
seasoned
be that old.
realtors.
Yes, if you're a seasoned, so they'll say, "How long have you been doing this?" If you ask that question and the person's only been doing it, say a year or two, that's an insult. But if you ask the person and they've been in it 15 years and you go, oh yeah, me too, then it's okay. But you have to be really careful of asking that question.
I agree. I can see where people would be like,
because and even on our little chat that we have a little Facebook thing for my office, people will be insulted by, just because you've been doing it not me, I don't fight,
right.
You
don't. No, you're just like, I'm
Switzerland. I never fight. I'm always like neutral. I'm like, whatever, you guys want to fight, I don't have time. I usually don't have time to fight. If I have time to fight, then that means I'm so slow that I have nothing else going on, Good. But I usually, I laugh, or I know it sounds horrible, but I make fun of them for fighting, but so they'll fight over, I guess the angle is I'm new on it, means I'm more educated, means I'm fresher, means I'm more motivated. And then I'm old at it or seasoned. I've seen everything. You can't, I'm like a cat. I'm going to land on my feet. So you got the two.
Well,
they're both right. Yeah.
They kind of like, in medical profession, he's young, but he's fresh out of school.
Yeah.
He knows all the new stuff, all the new advantages, the technology, and this old guy who's been doing it forever, and he's still back in the 70s or whatever. So you're kind of like, ooh.
Which one do I pick?
What do I want?
So they both have good points, though, because when I have the, the newer realtors and they want to do open houses and they're all motivated and stuff, I'm like, go at it. I've done 1 million open houses. And I like meeting new people and stuff like that, and hanging out with them and stuff like that. But it's also when you work all week and then you're trying to get stuff done on the weekend, like my house does not look like an open house. You know what I mean? Like I usually will clean up some stuff on Saturdays but if I'm at your house doing an open house, which I don't mind, but if I'm doing that, then my house, I get home and it's like, now I need a cleaner.
You need somebody to take care of your house.
Can someone come do my laundry? But
you go do open houses. I go take care of your house.
Yeah, and
then I'll have somebody else take care of mine.
Exactly, and it's slower, so I'm busier. And that doesn't make any sense, but it's slower. But I'm busier trying to sell and market your house.
Well, exactly. Now you have time to do more.
Yeah, marketing and pushing, and so I have I'll advertise these houses on Google, and there's Waze and there's Realtor.com, and there's Zillow, and there's also Facebook, and there's Instagram. So every time someone walks in during these open houses too, as a realtor, you're like, hey, that's great. You come to see me. Where'd you see this at? And
you started doing TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
TikTok videos on your new house.
Walking through. Oh my gosh, I do have one video which I can't share with you guys. So they had I'll show you because you already think I'm nuts. So they had a mannequin head, so it was a beautician mannequin head. So I was like walking through with a beautician mannequin head, but like I cut it out. So it looks like it's a person kind of. And then at this point I'd been there for 3 hours, maybe too much caffeine. I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe I was on my third cup. Maybe I just had too much caffeine.
Funny.
So I shared it with the seller and they were like, oh, that's funny. Why are you doing that?
She's weird. Where did you get her from?
But it's just, and I was like, I could probably throw that on TikTok. And then like
I bust
funny. My kids would be like, what are you doing? Mom, you're crazy. Yeah. So I just got slap happy just sitting there and drinking. Well, cause I left my house and I put out all the signs and balloons and everything.
And you're sitting there alone, just waiting for people to come through. You're like, what can I do?
And then I'm drinking it. Well, then someone came in and they actually, I don't know if it was me. Maybe I was like, don't go, don't leave me here. They were there for like an hour and a half just talking. I was drinking coffee. I know their whole life story. They knew my whole life story. I'm drinking coffee. Then they go, they were leaving and I'm drinking more coffee. Then on my third cup is when I got creative with the video. So maybe I'll put it on Instagram. I think like I said, my daughter will kill me, but I can put it on there and
That's
tell me
funny.
if it's funny. So if you guys, if you're buying or selling, please give us a call or give me a call, and we can also hook
You
up
can
with
give
Cheryl.
me a call. It's okay. I'll just tell you. Call Jessie.
Yeah. Oh, Cheryl, she'll tell you. Yeah, and the branch manager, like I said, numero uno, and OptaFinancial, Freddie will hook you up with any type of investment you need to. But thanks for joining us today. As always, it's a pleasure. Everybody have a blessed day, and we will see you soon.